I'm here today at the Grandview off-leash dog park. As many of you know from my previous videos, I grew up with a lot of dogs. Sometimes I'd have 6 or 7 dogs at one time in my life because my mom liked to collect so many strays and we just always had animals. So I was usually responsible for taking care of them. I would take them out running, and it would, when any of them died, I would be the one that would go out and bury them as well. Over the past few years, I haven't really had any dogs because I've been traveling a lot. I've been to several countries. I've been traveling all over the United States. I've been to almost all except I think 6 or 7 states. So I really haven't had a pet because you can't live that kind of a lifestyle and take care of them effectively, in my opinion. So anyway, I'm here. This is basically a park that's mainly for dogs, and that's why people come here. So that's the main purpose of it. You won't see, I don't think, a lot of like a children's playground or things like that. It's strictly made, it looks like, from everything I could see online, for dogs. So let's go check it out and see what it's about today. This is an all volunteer supported park. So they have information on what it takes to come visit here and what they want you to do. And support it through volunteerism. As you can see, the park has a great view of Mount Rainier, and it's a really nice day today. It got up to about 80. After you walk up to the first probably 50 yards into the park, go off to the right and you'll see a nice view of the valley right here. Nice fenced in area for your dog to run around in. You have a couple of nice benches you can sit on so that you can look at the view over the valley. And if you're sitting on these benches, this is the view that you'll see. Along the fence, they have some wiring to keep the dogs in. Although I imagine some dogs could just jump over that fence. It's not really that high. Once you come down from the main field, you'll find a trail that heads down to another field down here, and that's where I'm going now. Looks like some people use this as a shortcut. Well, that's a pretty steep little hill, but a lot of people have slid down there on their butts. They have an oval track here. Looks like a real small track that maybe people can run around while their dogs join them. Some reminders for people that visit the park. Use the plastic bags to pick up after the pet. Keep them from digging holes. Stop bothersome dog behavior immediately. I was wondering about that because I saw 2 dogs almost get in a fight. This is the first time I've ever been here. I would imagine that happens quite a bit, probably every day. Keep your dog on a leash in the parking lot. After you get past the parking lot, they have a gate that closes up the whole park so the dogs can't get out. Be respectful of all users of the off-leash area. Keep a close eye on your children. Be aware you will encounter dogs running and playing off-leash. Understand you use this park at your own risk. That's something that they can say to help avoid liability in case somebody gets hurt. A picnic area here that you can sit here and eat or relax while you're with your dog. Here's a place where you can leave the park. Reminder that dogs have to be on leash once they leave the park. There's a path that goes out around this large field here. People can take to walk their dogs. This area reminds me a little bit of a baseball field. Looks like they provide a little pool here with some water in it for the dogs to cool off. And they provide a place for people to drink and dogs to drink as well. It's like there's a little path that's got some steps that lead up probably from the direction it's going to the main parking lot where I parked and everybody else parked. This is pretty cool. It's like a dog obstacle course, like a little playground for dogs. You may be wondering why I'm not showing a lot of dogs and people in this video. It's because YouTube recently passed a rule that you can't show people's faces, even if they're in a public setting, which used to be the standard. But even if they're in a public setting, you can't show people's faces without their permission. So, you know, if they're a long way off in the shot, you can't really tell who it is anyway. I don't worry about it. But so I try just to avoid a lot of that because, again, I don't want to get in a situation where I'll get strikes or something against my videos in the future. So I'm just trying to be careful about that. I've seen these type of things at dog shows where they'll run kind of like what horses do. They'll do figure eights or whatever. They'll go back and forth inside those yellow stands there. Some tires for them to go through. I would imagine that would be a little easier for the small dogs. And they built a little, looks like bridge sort of thing for the dogs to run across. I'm not sure what you call that. Dog people probably know when they go to dog shows and stuff. But it's funny. Look at what they say here. Please, dogs only. This is a gate that leads down here or out of here, depending on your direction. And as you can see, they have a pretty high fence surrounding most of the exterior of the park so that the dogs can't just jump over it and get out. They have a creek down here. And they put several signs along it that say, "No dogs in the creek." That's outside the park, by the way, or at least the park proper that the dogs are able to run around in. That's probably still park property out there since they built that pathway down to it. It's nice to finally get back out here and do some videos at these parks and other places because I've been pretty busy with work and, you know, we've been putting in extra time, plus it's a long commute there and back, getting used to the hours and everything, so I just haven't been able to make as many videos. But this weekend I plan on kind of making up for that. Tomorrow and or Sunday, I planned on going to the Space Needle because I already purchased tickets for that with the Seattle Pass and the Patchouli Glass Museum. That's right next to the Space Needle, so I planned on going to see those. And then there's another boat ride that I plan on going to. It's a harbor tour. But I don't know if I'll make that this weekend or that'll be in a future weekend. But that's paid for as well through the Seattle Pass. So we'll see what happens there. Now I'm going to go ahead and see if that path leads up to the other parking lot. These are those steps that I showed earlier. That's the main entrance to the park over there. They do have a porta potty, several trash cans here as well. Right next to it is the gate I just walked up out of. It goes down to that field. Several rolls of plastic bags for, you know, your dog's, for use for your dog when he does his business, if you know what I mean. I found a worn, used up tennis ball here. I wasn't aware that they played tennis here. Thank you for joining me today at the Grandview Off-Leash Dog Park in SeaTac, Washington. If you do have a dog, it's a good place to come and bring them. So once again, thank you for watching Adventures of Big A.